All right, we're going to get started right now because I see what's on the back of your TV. What the hell is that?
I was going to talk like this and then be like,
whoop. Oh, my. I kept seeing something back there. I was like, what the hell is that? For you listening on the audio only, Brian has on a iHeart Florida screensaver on his TV. How dare you?
Hey, man, I came prepared.
How did you do that? Is that just on Apple TV?
No, it's like I just downloaded the photo and just blew it up. It's on. It's in my my save as pictures.
Oh,
whatever
you
it is.
Son of a bitch! That's
Are
hilarious.
we recording?
We're recording.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
For sure, are we recording?
We'll find out at the end.
Okay,
that's kind of how this goes. Now you're in your office right now. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you work in an office. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So how many girls have you shown your penis to today?
Well, you know, it's something that you can't do nowadays, unfortunately. Actually, the last couple of days, you can't do it. Shout out to Matt Lauer. 0.
I don't believe you. That's what they all say.
No.
That's what they all say, 0. Did you hear the latest news on him, like, just from, like, an hour or two ago?
No, I can't keep track of all of it. What happened with Matt Lauer?
I understand, but I just happened to be searching through Reddit before I hopped on here, and the dude had like a Dr. Evil door lock on his desk installed, so he could lock the office door from right where he was sitting. No
way.
Yes, Fall.
I mean, why was this the norm? Isn't that crazy how this is just... I'm glad everything's being exposed, but is everybody in the public eye guilty of sexual assault?
I mean, how these athletes have to be tripping just waiting for this to come out. But they have like video of it. Like, did you see the Katie Couric video earlier from when she was on Bravo? And Andy Cohen asked, like, what's the strangest thing Matt Lauer does? And she goes, he continually pinches my ass.
Oh my gosh. And it was just brushed off like that was just the norm. Oh, that's just Matt being Matt.
They just laughed. And then there was another video that just leaked. And it was him to the effect of like on camera, like they're in between a break, but saying like, oh yeah, bend over. I like it like that. Or like something to that effect. I didn't read into it, but Matt Lauer.
It's a sign of evolutionary times though, which is what I'm happy about. You know, you can't, back in the day and even a couple weeks ago, really, this was just commonplace, you know, and I'm glad the women have a voice now. And, you know, it's something that was almost the norm and just kind of pushed under the rug as just like, this is just what it is. If you want to work with men, this is what you have to deal with. So it's ultimately a good thing.
What did your uncle have to say about this? Did it come up?
Oh, so many things came up.
His thespian point of view.
So many things came up. I don't know if we got to that though. But of course, net neutrality came up. You know, of course.
You didn't talk about Trump at all during Thanksgiving, did you?
No. Man, I had the music on too loud. We were bumping. It was like a dance party in there.
Yeah, it looked like
we got this big cabin. Yeah, it was crazy. No, but there were a couple meltdowns. There, you know, but that's obvious.
Was I right about the tears?
I was actually the first one to cry.
Oh.
Yeah, I cried. Tears of joy.
I was going to ask, happy tears or sad tears?
Happy tears.
Okay.
Happy tears. But, you know, my aunt got involved, of course. You know, so there was there was a explosion that was defused, if you will. So all in all, great trip. But as far as the debates and all that, gosh. I don't think we stopped talking from the minute I landed to the minute I left. So
I don't say. Shocking. If any of you guys know Brian's family, that's not surprising at all.
No, but it's crazy. You know, the older I get, and my brothers now are both having kids, and it's almost like, you know, we're the adults and my parents and their parents are like the kids. It's like coming full circle where the most mature people in the room are my brothers. You know, and but it's great, and it's, you know, it was crazy. I'm just like, gosh, is my family this crazy in a good way? But you know, they are.
I think his Zeus and Meryl call it, they're spicy. You got a spicy family. You got an opinionated family.
They are, but they love having fun
in the best way.
There's a video out there. I think one of my aunts has it where. Majority of us were there already. We're in the kitchen. This kitchen was huge, and surround sound speakers. We found the aux cord, and we were just playing everything. I mean, my Nana requested, hey, play that joint from Ludacris in 2002, Move, Bitch, Get Out the Way. And, of course, I played it. She's 80. It was her 80th birthday. But
I don't think my grandmother's ever used any of those words at all in their entire life, let alone in one sentence, let alone with that sentiment.
So we got there and drinks started flowing, music started playing, and then my cousins Bobby, Taylor, Taylor's boyfriend Neil, and then Peter and Fritzy, they all came in together, and it was like walk-ins. They were like coming in one at a time, and everybody was just like, just and Neil came in first, and he was like, I'm the sole survivor. Nobody else made it. So of course I played Young Jeezy Soul Survivor for everybody to come back into, and it was just a party. And then we had like a little concert outside. Like it was fun.
I did see the concert. Did you live stream any of this?
No, because first off, my phone, I was the DJ.
Oh, okay, I get that.
And my phone was connected to the Bluetooth or whatever it was the entire night, so I couldn't live stream. Which
is a power I never want to relinquish. I want that power at all times, because all of a sudden I'd start getting requests. I don't want to play requests. All of a sudden, people ask me to play Christmas music. I don't want to play Christmas music. I'll play something we can all get along with. But fuck that shit.
Well, and you can control the vibe of what's going on. I'd be in a different room, and right after dinner was over, I started bumping the Christmas jams, and everybody just started singing to it. And then I, got into some hip hop after that, and it was a good vibe.
What kind of Christmas jam? Has anyone ever called them Christmas jams?
Yeah, I did. It was Mariah Carey, obviously a little bit of NSYNC. What kind of Christmas songs are there?
I don't play any. I despise them.
Why not?
No.
Why?
No.
What's wrong with the holidays now?
It makes my skin crawl when they were even playing it the other night. Like, ugh.
I mean, I'm shocked that you recognize this right here. Just let it out. Let's talk. Let's use this moment to kind of air your grievances, and let's get to a common place where Grayson's no longer hating things.
Do you enjoy Christmas?
Yes, I do. Let me get this straight. Okay. Mm-hmm. There are some things about Christmas that stress me out.
Okay.
But when you're with family and you're having a good time, Christmas is great. But all the other stuff kind of stresses me out.
Do you watch Christmas movies?
No. But I don't think you have to watch Christmas movies to enjoy Christmas.
My brother sits alone at home and watches like Christmas movies. Are you doing that?
I don't have it like that. I don't have it like that, but the holidays are coming, the weather's getting cooler, people are
78 here
having
today.
A good time.
It's not autumn. God.
Well, for you,
I know.
There's other parts of the country than California.
But it did drop down to like 68 real quick, so I'm like, I'm going to throw in a flannel and pretend like it's winter, Like, good God. No. Christmas is fine, but let it be a week. Just, I'll give you a week and you can have it.
Christmas not having money sucks. We can all agree to that.
Yes.
Because you have all this social pressure. Get somebody a gift. If you don't get them a gift, you're an asshole, even though you might be the best person in the world and have treated them right their entire life. You don't get them a gift. Now it's like, what the hell? Why didn't he give me a gift? So there is that. But, when you got some money coming in and you're just got some, family and everything. I mean, come on. I think the older you get, the more you're going to enjoy Christmas.
Do you like Christmas better than Thanksgiving?
No, Thanksgiving's probably my favorite holiday.
Yeah, it's no pressure. You show up, you drink, you eat some turkey, you have some pie, you pass out. Like that's the good life. That's a holiday I can get on board with. Well,
but so you're meaning to tell me you go out to Texas with the quad, you're not going to enjoy Christmas watching them open their presents?
That day, but to me,
but that's Christmas.
No,
so you don't like the lead up.
Yes, you can have the day.
Why not?
The day's fine. Outside of when you're broke and you don't have money, then that sucks. But outside of that, the day's fine.
No, you know what I think it is with you?
You watch preseason football though. Like I'm not going to watch preseason football, and I'm not going to celebrate Christmas early.
Obviously, I got a draft coming up.
Like, are you the person?
Of course, I'm going to watch preseason football.
Are you the?
I'm going to watch baseball in April too because I'm stoked.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Hence why you like Christmas.
Ask anybody. Yes. You know what it is, Grayson? This is what it is. Let me be the psychologist here. I will break this down for you.
Okay.
And after this podcast, you'll be able to sleep easy.
Should I lay down?
No, stay right. No, stay right there. This is what it is. You get extremely annoyed with people celebrating Christmas and putting up things in Christmas before Thanksgiving. You hate that Christmas is a month. You hate that it's a thing that people kind of get on board with, and people celebrate Christmas not because of what it really means, but for what the corporations tell you. Mm-hmm. And that, my friend, has scarred you for life, and it doesn't allow you to open up your mind and just enjoy the moment. It doesn't. That right there, it lost you. And when you lose Grace and Gregory, you're lost forever. You're lost forever. Good luck getting back.
I bet you're the type of person that still wishes somebody a Happy New Year in February. Like,
no.
You get a day, you get a week. You still wishing, hey, Bob, Happy New Year. It's February 12th. I know, but I haven't seen you this year. It's like the inverse of what happens on Christmas.
So why does that have to encompass all of what Christmas stands for?
Do you go look at lights?
And your Christmas cheer. I mean, I don't make a point to, but I'm not going to say no if the timing's right.
Okay.
If it's something that sparks my interest
and
lights up my. Huh?
So do you know what really pisses me off? Like it kills me every year.
What?
Is I live a block off Bainbridge. You know what Bainbridge is here in Temecula?
No, is that like the professional light show that everybody...
Oh, it's this one neighborhood with lights fucking everywhere, and literally I leave my complex and turn left, and then there's a huge line of cars for the next 3 weeks. I was coming home one day and I thought the police had a checkpoint going on. I was like, what the hell is this? It's a Tuesday. No.
See,
people waiting in line to drive around a cul-de-sac.
That would annoy me if I happened to just buy a house there, and maybe I'm from out of town. I don't know. I didn't talk to anybody. Why would I talk to the neighbors before I buy the house? Nice neighborhood. That would piss me off. Okay. If now suddenly my neighbors are coming up to me like, hey, you know what? We got a thing for Christmas, and you got to drop thousands of dollars right now on your electric bill and decorating your house. Oh, mind you, you're the one that's got to decorate your house.
Yes.
Because people drive through our neighborhoods during Christmas, and that's just what we do here. That would piss me off.
And don't forget about the weekly meetings that you'd have to have over at Beth's house. She'd be like with the clipboard, and you'd have to go over like the minutes of last week's meeting, because that's
right,
what
some faux homeowners association.
Yes, that's what precedes that coming to fruition. I mean, it definitely happens.
Do you think they let people know before they purchase houses in that neighborhood?
I think you'd have to.
Can they?
I think you'd have to.
Oh man, see that stuff, but
or the real estate agent would tell them, right?
Right.
That'd be their
job. But that's just a little part that would piss me off. It doesn't mean Christmas pisses me off. I think I am macro and you're micro when it comes to this. You'll look at something, and if something is really irritating, whether it is or not, I might agree with you. But that then stains the entire thing it's associated with.
Yes.
And it's not just Christmas. It's Florida for you, which we can get into. I've got some thoughts on Florida as to why I don't think you should hate Florida. First off, it encompasses your hate for UCF football.
Yep.
It encompasses your non-trusting the government.
Yep.
Which is rightfully so, but it kind of snowballs for you.
You're saying all things that I agree with, and that just makes me like me more hearing all that. Yeah, line meets sand. This is the way I live my life. But. I don't know.
But what?
No, you liked Florida more than me for some reason, and I even still think that's a troll.
You know why? Why would I not like Florida?
Why would you?
Well, first off, I met the love of my life there.
Okay.
Secondly,
good reason.
I had great experiences there. Yeah, we had some shitty times, but all in all, we got to do some cool shit.
Agreed.
Third, my fucking uncle lives there.
Agreed.
And you love that man.
Yes.
Maybe more than I do.
Maybe.
It's
we
debatable.
don't agree on a thing, but
no.
we have an open debate, which is nice.
And the big kicker, we would not be here doing this podcast if it wasn't for Florida. And you know it.
Okay.
So
how about the people?
So why hate Florida?
How about the people?
The people are the neighborhood that dresses their houses up with lights. That's the people are the people that celebrate Christmas in August. Those are the people. I'm talking about Christmas. I'm talking about Florida as a whole. And your experience there.
Florida as a whole. Okay, think about the people at the radio station. Jan, deplorable. And I don't mean it like in the Hillary Clinton sense, deplorable. Comus and Kyle, douchebags. Kyle,
but it's a funny story.
Doc,
it's a funny story.
There's so many.
You know, those
of
are just, but those are characters. I'm not telling you to send them a Christmas card or like their stuff on Facebook. They're just people that came into our lives who, yes, are crazy. People will never associate ourselves with.
Racist.
People who,
like real racist.
Well, okay.
Not like everybody that disagrees with me is a racist.
Right. But those are people that just were there. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't mean it had to ruin the whole experience. But I mean, Florida gave you the ability to do this podcast. And to do it well, mind you. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Really?
Fine. I'll concede.
If you didn't do radio, if you didn't jump on the air, if you didn't host your first show 3 months in, it wouldn't give you the stones to do this by yourself. And you know it. And it's a good thing.
Okay, it's also
I'm glad you came to Florida.
It's also like this. They were talking about it one time, and I'm going to butcher what I'm about to say. Just let that be known. They were talking about Hitler, and yes, everything was bad that Hitler did. But with enough time, you can kind of be like, oh, well, some good things came out of that. I don't mean like racism, but like creating like the Industrial Revolution, the weapons and technology having a boost forward. Like that was all instilled because of that. So like with some due time, I can look back and be like, okay,
I can't believe you just
these moments are good. These moments, I said I was going to butcher it, but that these moments are good.
You did.
But...
what do you mean these moments?
It's still Florida.
It made you who you are today.
And now it's just become like I'm never going to go back on that.
Why?
Never.
Why not?
Now that's just what it's going to be.
America loves a comeback story. No. America loves a comeback story.
No.
Come on. Come on. Eddie too. Eddie Robinson.
Eddie, Drews, Buckman. We got to shout them out.
Okay. Ken Griffey Jr. Come on. Shaquille O'Neal, you've been to his house?
I have. Come on. I didn't meet him. No, it was great times, but it's still Florida.
Great times.
Do you follow the Orlando Sentinel on Twitter still?
No.
Oh, I do.
No.
It's one of my favorite follows. It's one of my favorite follows. I told you, I'm going to start a segment on here just called Meanwhile in Florida, and it's just going to be tweets from them.
So I think, I don't know, I think the fuck Florida, the hate for Florida, I think that's a little harsh. I think it's a little harsh and not necessary because me personally, I believe Florida was good for Grayson Gregory in the long run. It was.
Sure.
It was.
Sure.
It made you a more interesting person.
Debatable.
It gave you skills. It gave you great experiences. Come on, man. We always say if a politician flip-flops, that's a good thing. It just means he's got more information. He changed his mind. It's good to change your mind. Evolve.
I'll say this much.
Unlike the people of Florida.
Yes, which is a huge problem, as you know as well. But
right. And trust me, I'm not saying Florida wasn't all bad. I love the people there.
Florida wasn't all bad.
It wasn't even that bad.
But it'd be like living in Lake Elsinore. Like it wouldn't be all bad, but you're still in Lake Elsinore. Like it wouldn't all be bad, but you live in like Hemet.
Do you hate Louisville? I think you like Louisville.
Louisville was okay. I don't know if I could live there now, but
why is Louisville okay? But why was Louisville okay, but not Florida?
There was cheerleaders around at all times.
Okay, touche. But
right there, point.
But what?
And I was 21.
What did Louisville give to you? What did Louisville give to you?
Hangovers.
Okay, not a podcast. Okay.
No.
Hey man, I'm not hating. I'm not doing anything. I'm just saying I want you to.
It might have got me an addiction though.
I just want you to embrace Florida and what it's done.
Parts of Florida were good and helpful.
Sure. Wow, man, you're stubborn SOB.
Yes,
you are a stubborn motherfucker.
But like we were talking about it earlier, and the people, like, you get it. They have this like imaginary chip on their shoulder. It's weird.
Right.
It's like back in the day when you first heard about the NorCal and SoCal debate. What?
Right.
You exist? Like,
I get
that was imaginary. You didn't even know that was a real thing. You didn't know you were in a war. In Florida, and that is Florida person, and it's annoying.
And you're right. We talked about UCF football. They have little man syndrome. They're the little man who wants to be big. They were me in 8th grade. So
in 8th grade now.
Well, now I've come to grips with reality.
Sure. Yeah, me too.
But that is annoying. That's annoying. And I think the thing that annoys us most about that is we see it on Twitter, we see it in social media all the time, and it's funny to clown on. It is because exactly what they're gonna say when they're gonna say it. That part's funny. And that, trust me, I'll be the first to clown on all that stuff. But Florida in general.
But it's pervasive. Like, anybody that's from Orlando is that. Oh, you son of a bitch!
Come on.
You son of a bitch!
I'm just trying to help you out, because I just want you to embrace what Florida gave to you. And I think the fuck Florida is a little harsh.
You haven't lived in Florida in like 10 years. You've turned your back on the state you
Florida?
once loved. No, in California. You're now just like an East Coaster. So I don't even know if your argument's valid anymore because you lived in Florida for so long.
I might as well be an East Coaster. I mean, gosh, I've been on the East Coast for 7 years now.
You wear Pirates hats. You wear North Face.
Polo.
What shoes are you wearing right now?
I'm wearing my Adidas.
Adidas? I never knew you to be an Adidas or before this.
Tubulars? Come on.
Oh, see,
they're the knockoff Yeezys.
The East Coast has changed. You're a changed man.
Well, what's wrong with a little evolution?
How long have you lived on the East Coast now?
7 years. September of 2010.
So you've lived on the East Coast longer than you lived in San Diego.
Yes, just about. Let's see. Yeah, it's right on the border. Yeah, 6 years in San Diego.
So if some
5 years in
asks
Florida,
you where you're from, what do you say?
Where I'm originally from is San Diego, because nobody knows where Marietta is.
That's what you say. You don't say I'm from Pittsburgh.
No, why would I say I'm from Pittsburgh?
Or Florida, maybe.
Why would I say I'm from Florida?
I don't know.
I'm not from there. I live.
So that's where you live.
No, it's where I lived. I've lived there before, but I'm not from there. But that's okay.
But you say
it's okay.
I guess I'd said San Diego too, like San Diego Temecula. I would never say Marietta ever.
No, because I don't want. If I don't say San Diego and I say Marietta, then I've got to spend time explaining to them where it's located, and I don't have time for that. I don't want to do that.
That's why I always just say Temecula.
I don't want to do that. But I don't know if anybody out in the East Coast knows where Temecula is.
That's a good point.
So I just go San Diego, even though really it's not even San Diego County, but
yeah,
whatever. Who cares?
Is it snowing yet? Is it snowing yet?
No, it's actually super nice out. It's like in the 60s out here. It's supposed to snow next week, though.
Oh, fun times. Do you like that?
I like the beginning of snow, because I remember the first time I lived out here and there was snow. It was right around Christmas time, and our whole house was just snowed with icicles and everything. I'm like, shit, we don't have to put up any decorations. This thing looks like it's already good.
See?
Because back in California, but you had fake snow up. You did all the little things and stuff. Out here, the snow gets old. Trust me. I mean, come late January, February, when it's still really freezing out here, that gets old, and that I'm ready for the spring to happen. But the first snow is kind of fun.
Isn't that weird too? Like out here, we still market Christmas like it's snowing. Like we have this idea in our head that, there's going to be snow outside. Like, nah, bitch, it's California. It's probably going to be 80. Like, it could be 60, but we put this fake snow on everything and like, it's going to be a cold winter. No, it's not.
Yeah, Santa Claus in the North Pole.
No, it's not.
That's the image corporate America has sold you. And that's what you hate about Christmas.
They should just use the Corona thing. Like, here's a palm tree with Christmas lights. Like, that's more indicative of Christmas than snow.
Dude, we saw that commercial over Thanksgiving. That commercial is still running today.
With the lights on the...
Yes, it's still running. Whoever made that commercial is still getting checks.
It's probably 10 years
old.
But
yeah, but everybody knows about it. I knew that reference.
Isn't that what they should use, though?
No, it's more than 10 years old. It's got to be close to 20 at this point.
You think?
Yeah. Yeah,
but
probably late 90s.
For Californians, like, we string our palm trees up with lights.
Right.
Not these oaks. There's none of
Right.
that. Like, who are we lying to?
Well, but I'll say this. Wintertime, Christmas, it's the East Coast snow and all that. But come summer, what are we thinking about? The beach, San Diego, California. You don't get that out here.
Yeah,
so I think
you guys don't start drawing
West Coast,
oceans on your windows like, oh, it's summertime, palm trees and ocean. Like, it's not here, but we're gonna pretend.
No, yeah, I don't know. I think it's Santa Claus and the North Pole. I think that's what you have to blame.
There's only 3 movies you're allowed to watch, I think, as a grown man. If you have kids, it's different. But it's Elf, it's Home Alone for nostalgia, and Chevy Chase's whatever Christmas.
National Lampoons.
Yeah, there's
Christmas Vacation.
What other movie are you allowed to watch? If you have a girlfriend or a fiance,
Christmas Story.
No.
What?
Worst movie
Ralphie?
ever.
What?
I'll shoot you. Oh, I hate that movie. There's no way you like. That's the worst movie ever made. Ever made.
Why is it bad?
Ever.
Why is that? Why?
Hey, I love the TV behind you now. Boom, winning. Got him.
Yeah, it wanted to disappear too.
They play it all day long on TBS and TNT. There's nothing endearing about that movie. It's a kid getting yelled at and punished by his parents. I despise that movie.
Yeah, it is what it is.
You got that ginger fuck putting his tongue. Like, it's just weird. Pajamas
The lamp.
And he doesn't want to wear the lamp. Like,
shooting his eye out with a BB gun.
Do you honestly watch that movie?
I haven't watched it in a couple years, but if it's on, it reminds me of Christmas.
Now, you're in a relationship, so then that adds another layer of movies I'll say have to watch. I won't say forced. Is there any other movies like that way? Like, you mentioned what you went and saw the other day in theaters.
Yeah, Bad Moms 2. I was the only. I might have been the only guy there.
Bad Moms 2. Have you seen both?
I drank beer. No, I just saw 2.
And that was like before Thanksgiving that you were watching Christmas movies.
But it was either that or like Thor.
I get it. There's
or like,
out.
or some kind of horror movie. I don't know. Yeah, there was nothing out. But yeah.
Have you heard of Movie Pass?
No.
You pay $10 and you get to go to a movie or 2 a month, if not unlimited. Like,
is Netflix doing that? Who's doing? Or Amazon?
It might just be Movie Pass. I don't know, but I can't remember if it was unlimited movies. But it's $10 and it may be unlimited, and you just go to any movie you want. But so many times I open Fandango, it's like, all right, I'm bored. I'll go grab a happy hour and go catch a movie, and there's nothing to see. Nothing I can force myself to see. It's like sequel, prequel, remake.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, Suzanne and I we go to the movies maybe once a month probably, but it's cool now because every movie theater has great reclining seats, a bar, and it's just beer? It's fun. Liquor and beer. So it's fun.
The Temecula Theater, I think, just has beer, and then they're redoing Murrieta, and they're putting like leather seats in there, and I think that's gonna have a full bar too. God, I gotta get out of this city. God, I gotta get out of this city.
So what's going on with that? How are you feeling now that Quads are in Texas, and are you gonna move out there?
Nah.
No?
We went to that Billy Bob's the first night we were there, which that was that bar that had like the real bowl inside the bar.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, oh, Wednesday night before Thanksgiving, place is gonna be packed. No. It was like us and 12 people. It was awful. It was awful. And the girls there, like, watching them, like, remember how it used to take a while for like things to get from like the West Coast to the East Coast, like before the internet, like Pogs started here, and then my cousins like a year later would find out about Pogs. Like, same thing's true with fashion and everything else that's going on in that state. It might have just been in that bar, but I don't know.
It's a small sample size. But so you're not gonna. I mean, I know they want you to move out there.
Yeah, I don't think so, man.
No.
I like California. You've forgotten what it's like here. I mean, I can go get a California burrito any day I want.
You shut your mouth.
Any day I want.
Right now. You shut your mouth and do this podcast.
What would you rather have, a California burrito or a stadium pizza?
Wow. Probably a California burrito, but stadium pizza. Probably still a California burrito. That might be my all-time favorite, indulging piece right there. A California burrito with a little bit of guac and sour cream and real carne asada.
I think I like carne asada nachos better.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
Because then you get
I
the
don't know.
crunch. You get the crunch of the chip with the beans, the cheese, the guac, the sour cream, the carne. Like,
No, that's good. That's good. But I mean, you just said you need to get out of the city.
well, it's just like
Have you been thinking about what's on your mind? What do you think
no,
about?
I think about it, and then I check prices in San Diego and Orange County, and go, no, never mind.
Oh my god, it's so expensive.
I mean, it's going to cost me $1,500 to live on my own,
Right.
and I'm 32. I don't know. I don't want a roommate anymore.
Right.
My roommate. He's dope as shit. But I feel like if I make the next move, it needs to probably be without a roommate, and I need a spare room to be able to do this shit.
Right. Right.
1,500.
There's bullshit. Get out of here.
It's not worth it.
I don't know how some people. I mean, we flew into San Francisco, and I mean, gosh, you get a place in San Francisco, your rent's $4,000-$5,000. I don't know how people do it.
No, it's like New York. My buddy Colin told me. He told me, you were there, that it cost him $5,000 just to find the apartment. That he had to hire a real estate agent just to find him an apartment.
Yeah, a hole in the wall, rat infested. Just so you can live in the city. No thanks.
Colin makes money, so I'm sure he's living in a good spot. But good lord, dude. Tell the people, I forgot to bring it up last week, but I always make fun of the staged Instagram photo person. Now, granted, I did that at Disneyland the other day, but that was tongue-in-cheek. I wasn't being serious. But tell them about the staged photos we saw. Because remember that one chick right as we were leaving brunch?
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember
her? And then that couple who were pretty much holding back traffic with a selfie stick?
With a selfie stick?
Oh, God.
No, there was this one chick, right as after we got done with our $100 breakfast, literally handed her phone to her friend and said, let me walk in front of you, and then you take a picture of me.
Uh-huh.
These things happen.
It's not about the moment anymore. It's about what can my friends see? Look at me, I'm in New York.
If you're doing
Which, we get it.
If you're doing that, though, it should only be to poke fun at that. Like, I did it at Disneyland, and obviously I was not being serious.
Right. Or were you?
The best was the first one I did was like me jumping up in front of like the rose bushes right as you get into Disneyland.
I bet everybody was like, what the?
This nice lady walked by and she goes, oh, that's a good one. And wasn't being facetious. I was like, oh my God. Because I told Blaine, I'm like, I hope these people don't think I'm being serious with all this shit. Good grief.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, that's just the time we live in. That's the time we live in. But you know what might affect that is that's net neutrality. Did you read up on that?
Yes.
Dude, I'm sorry to get deep right now, but this is really pissing me off. It seems like people aren't taking it seriously.
They're not paying attention. What
not
is
paying
Trump
attention
tweeting today?
Right. So, I mean, it's crazy. It's net neutrality. What it is, for those who haven't read up on it, is pretty much the FCC, which is the Federal Communication Commission, the government, is going to now give powers to Comcast, major telecom communication corporations that will now dictate fast lanes and slow lanes. So if you want a regular high-speed internet and you're a small business and you want to get your stuff out there like this podcast, pony up, pay to play. They're the mob. You want to sell your shit on this street? Give me my bag of cash, because that's what's going to happen, And it's just, instead of these corporations evolving, they're just like, okay, how can we change the laws in order for us to regain our power? Because obviously, with the way the open internet is, you've got small startup corporations, Twitter, Facebook, Netflix, Uber, changing the game. Where all these dinosaurs, like the newspaper, the cab companies, all this stuff, they're dying. The radio, they're dying. But that's what happens. The person making the wagon wheel died when Henry Ford came along. Mm-hmm. That's what happens. But now they're in a situation where, you've got a guy like Trump in there who's appointing the right guys, and I'm sure he owes favors to people. I'm not speculating, but that's the way it works. I'll scratch your back, you scratch my back, and that's what's happening. And I feel like people are just, whatever. We'll see. We're turning into China. China censors their internet.
China. I can't even hear anybody say China now without just hearing Trump trying to say China.
So,
I always thought I wanted a president that just spoke his mind and said whatever he wanted. I never knew it meant this. I meant like a Joe Rogan type or like a Jocko or something. And I got this.
Somebody without racial undertones, somebody who doesn't hate the poor, somebody, who earned what they have. I mean, someone like that would be great.
Here's my question. When do you think the last time was that he cried? Like showed human emotion? I was thinking about it the other day. Like, do you think there's ever been a time where he's just like broke down and just cried?
Nope. No, he's a soulless son of a bitch.
That's kind of what I think.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the way he's run his businesses, there's no way in hell where you can hire private contractors to build things for you and then just say, you know what, screw you, I'm not paying you. If you want your money, sue me. Knowing full well these private contractors aren't going to come up with the money to sue you because they needed that money for you to pay them in order to continue their business. And you just say, fuck you. Fuck it. I'm trying. This is the way we play the game. He doesn't care about people. He doesn't care about
you're a
people.
crier.
Only his people. Oh, I'm a huge crier.
Podcast where I cried. Like my dad cried like a little baby, like when my sister got married. Like these are people with real emotions. I would like to see Trump at Ivanka's. I mean, if he was crying, maybe it's because he thought he had a chance. But I would like to see any amount of emotion out of him, and I don't know if he's even capable of that. And I do mean that sincerely.
No, he's. I don't think he is. I think it's a sign of weakness. It's just he's what, 71 years old. Mm-hmm. He's had money his entire life, and if
he's got to be on Adderall, right?
He has to be. Who isn't?
I just assume all of them are. How else do you sleep?
Right. If he, if one of his businesses failed and all that, I'm just claim bankruptcy. Here we go. There's no accountability. That's just what happens. And man, it's scary. It's really scary. But we'll see what happens, But
like to circle back to the net neutrality thing, like what for people to kind of, and I'm no expert, so this is my retarded version of it, is it would be like cable TV, like where you have to buy extra channels like HBO or Showtime or Viceland. But instead of with those channels that you would buy, it'd be paid for by those corporations, and you'd get higher definition on those than you would on your local 2, local 4, and so on and so forth. So you're going to have these websites that are going to have a higher streaming service, and they're going to be the Lexuses of the internet, and the rest that don't pony up are going to be dog shit, and it's going to look like 56, or it's going to look like dial-up all over again. But I mean, I am encouraged, and I think some people are paying attention to it, because I see it in the Reddit community. I mean, granted, that's probably a feedback loop of where you think things move further, but like I signed on one of those change.org things. I don't know if you did yet. If you haven't, you can look it up. I mean, there's certainly a way to stop this thing. But it's so gnarly that this is just happening right under our nose. Like I kind of compare it to the Patriot Act, where that just happened, and all of a sudden we gave them backdoor access to everything. And now we're going to let the corporations and the government be able to make us pay for other websites, close down what is net neutral right now, and then be able to eventually stifle information. Like, hello, it was
control information.
It was at the Patriot Act when they said, "Oh, we'll never use this power to look at your stuff without a warrant. Oh, metadata is metadata. That doesn't really connect the dots for us." And they were all liars, and they're saying the same thing now.
Yeah, the thing is too, I see that thing going on through Facebook where you can kind of go sign up and petition it. But I read this quote from, I think his name's Amit Paye, who's the chairman of the FCC and the guy who's really pushing this through, Trump-appointed Republican. And he literally he said, people's petitions and all that's not going to stop this. It's not. They've got a 3-2 vote right now, and it's going to pass in December. But we'll see what happens. Comcast, it's hilarious. Before the FCC confirmed that they were going to appeal this, they had a list of things on their website saying, we're not going to comply with the overturn of net neutrality. We're going to try to fight this. And as soon as that went, they got rid of that. They got rid of it. They deleted it from their website. There's screenshots, people. There's screenshots. We have proof. And they just deleted it. Now we're on board. Oh, we get the power? Yep. Let's do it.
But here's my take on it too, is that by ultimately doing this, you're going to create a black market of the internet, of the web. People aren't going to be able to stand for this. And I don't know what powers Google would have, or Facebook or something, to be able to just create their own Wi-Fi system. But I was mentioning to you, I was watching this documentary last week called I can't remember the name of what it is, but it was about Diplo and Major Lazer, and then they played the first concert in Cuba after we had lifted the embargo. No concert had ever been there before. They had 400,000 people show up to it. It was just huge. But one of the things they were talking about in the documentary was this thing called the paquete. And the paquete was since they had, obviously under communist control, didn't have an open internet. They were able to go to certain websites, and that was it. This guy found a way, and he was a kid, like in his 20s, found a way to get all the information off the internet. Movies, American movies they were watching, even the Kardashians, news of the world, and he was able to download it onto these hard drives. And then from there, he had people, like little gophers, that would go hand out the hard drives. They had a list of people, and then they would pass it off, and they would pass it off, and they would pass it off, and each week he would do this, and they would still get the information without being on Wi-Fi. It would just be on the hard drive, put it on their computer. So it goes to show, even when you don't, they don't even have the internet to be able to go look up how to do something like that, and you just figure it out. And like ingenuity always finds a way, and information always finds a way. So I almost think, let them do it. Something else is going to pop up in its place, and it'll give the people back the power. Yeah, it's you're absolutely right. That's what's going to happen. It's kind of just creepy that we're even entertaining that. It sucks. But you're right. People are going to invent new things. There's so many smart people that are going to come up with things that we're going to eventually use. And, who knows, eventually we could be talking about the internet 20 years from now being like, hey, remember the internet? And that's just the way it goes. So. And I love that it's called net neutrality. We were talking about it even before the show, that America has this really keen way of coining things so it doesn't sound like what it really is. But if you heard it happening in China or North Korea or Russia, you would call it what it is in being corruption. I've talked about it here before, but it's like civil asset forfeiture. Oh no, what civil asset forfeiture really is cops being able to seize your house, car, your bank accounts without ever even getting a guilty conviction or you going to court. They can just do it. We talk about how there's not bribery in politics. No, it's lobbying. But that's a job. I'm a lobbyist. Like, we know this happens, but if it happened in Russia or China or North Korea, we would call it for what it is: corruption. Mm-hmm. And we don't talk about it right now, that it's really the war on the internet or the war on people is what this is. It's the same thing that we have this war on drugs, but I don't think that stopped anybody from getting drugs, so it's not going to work. And the same thing's going to happen here. They're going to try and stifle this all, but we're going to be able to still find a way. But it'd be better if we didn't have to go down that road to prove it. Yeah, it's the Trojan horse. It's the CIA is the same time they want to fight the war on drugs, just say no. They're bringing in drugs from Colombia into our poverty-stricken areas, but it's the person that stands up and says, speaks the loudest upon something. They're the ones covering it up. So where's the politicians standing up for this? Where's the Democrats standing up for this? Where's the Republicans standing up for this? No, I'm pretty active on Twitter. I haven't seen much of it. No, we're just worried about what Trump's tweeting while he's taking his morning dump. These fucking leaders, that's what you are empowered to do. Or we need to wrap this whole system. Like I keep saying, that we need to find a better way. But you have all these people in power that are supposed to be representing their constituents, and no one's standing up for the real person here. Right. Yeah, I wonder, when do you think we will get rid of the president and have maybe a committee? Who knows? Maybe a bunch of people that are appointed. Because really, can one man do that job? No. Will one woman do that job? No. Nor should they. It's one thing when you have... can one person control 100 people? There's a certain tipping point where that person no longer has power. But it's like this same thing. We're now... It's just tradition. All of a sudden, there was that thing about Prince William or whoever he was. He got engaged. Why are you a prince? It's 2017. Right. What do you mean you still have kings and queens? And the same thing's what do you mean you still have presidents? There's got to be a better way. Prince Harry. Oh, you knew it. Of course. Is Prince William a person? Yeah, he's the older brother. Okay. But yeah, you're right. I think what a president should be and is a representation as best as we can do it for our country. How do we want somebody to represent us, our values, what we stand for?
And that's what I think a president should be, because let's face it, they're not going to do shit when it comes to passing stuff, Congress, whatever. It just doesn't work like that. They're not going to influence anybody. All those senators have their own agendas. They're in the pocket of somebody else. But what a president is, especially in this multimedia world that we live in, is they need to conduct themselves as who we are. And I personally, if we have somebody who was a lot like Obama, just well-spoken, came across as genuine and fair and just kind of really good-hearted, that's a good representation.
We may agree to disagree on that, but okay.
He's better than Trump.
I get that he was a better statesman, but I mean, there was a lot of shady shit that happened with him. I certainly don't think he was good. But you asked what is going to change. Like, I think
he's not tweeting at the NFL or LeVar Ball's sons.
Understood.
That's just a joke. And I think when
there was also the
other
war
countries,
on whistleblowers and drone strikes and Edward Snowden. I mean, I'm just saying it's not all great. I mean,
it's right. Yeah, it's not all great, but I think what keeps us most safe is that we don't disturb the beehive, if you will. Like somebody like Trump, who is just arrogant and calling Kim Jong-un like little short man, like whatever, little fat man. It's like, that's going to piss off the rest of the world, and they're not going to respect us, or they're not going to like us. I mean, I think being liked makes you the most safe. Being fair makes you the most safe, and not inciting things, and not being fucking 12 years old on Twitter. It's unbelievable.
Every morning I wake up and I get on Twitter and go, can't believe
this
is happening. I can't believe this is happening.
What a crazy fucked up world like we live in right now. Like,
I take Bush back. I hated Bush.
Sure.
I'd take Mitt Romney right now.
Yeah, I'd take Mitt Romney in a heartbeat.
And he believes in golden tablets.
Hey, man, that's not as crazy as what Trump's spewing out. So it's unbelievable.
Shouldn't we know what pharmaceuticals they're on, though?
Like, get them drug tested?
Yeah. Shouldn't we know what prescriptions they're taking? Wouldn't that change your mind on some of this stuff?
Well,
the rest of the government employees going to be drug tested. We don't get to find out if they're taking Adderall or Xanax or SSRIs. That would, I guess might explain some things. Like, come on,
if you want to, but then that's the whole, your medical history seeping out. But I guess if you want to take that position, that's something you gotta.
Oh, come on,
disclose.
Hillary was fainting and no one was even talking about it.
Right, I know.
I mean, how do you have that? So if they're going to sweep that under the rug, we should at least. I mean, we didn't even know that she was running for president. One of two candidates was passing out. Not a big deal.
Nope,
nothing to see
not a big
here.
deal. No, but the emails.
Well, that kind of matters too.
Yeah, I don't know. They're all fucked up and bad.
But people are tired of this, I think. Like, here's my solution. Obviously, step one, let other people into the presidential debates outside of a Republican and a Democrat. That means independent, that means libertarian. I don't care what you were polling in before, you're all in. Step one. Step two, you need to come with your cabinet already in place, and you have to run as a team. We do 2 weeks of campaigning, a week of debates, and we get to hear from the president, the vice president, the secretary of state, and then they can all debate each other. And then we vote on the best team together.
Yeah, I like that.
Trump's got 1 year left, and then he's about to start campaigning all over again. So what is he doing as a president when all he's out there going to be doing is campaigning again?
Right.
I think that's step. And of course, how do you get there? I'm not saying I'm rooting for this, but I almost think you need an atom bomb, if you will. We have to get to nothing to start all over again because none of these fucks are going to give up power.
No, it's their job. It's their livelihood. I know you mentioned too, which I liked, the debate style being more of a open forum discussion. Have them sit down.
Yeah.
Why do they have to stand at a podium? And then just fire all these questions that, Hillary knew the questions beforehand.
Right.
For one of those debates. It's like, why can't have the people ask the questions too? Not just there's a moderator, there's podiums.
Here's the other thing: is have YouTube.
Yeah.
A candidate should able to say something, and they can pull it up. Like young Jamie, pull that up. They need to be able to pull it up and be like, "Nah, bitch, this is what you said. What do you?
Right.
You're gonna spin this right now?" And then you have the people out there spinning, like, you mean, oh, you're just lying for the candidate. Like, have YouTube, have something, some multimedia where you'd be able to pull it up. It's 2017.
Right. If you and I can pull it up, why can't they in front of everybody?
Exactly. And I'm just
it's because their voters still can't pull it up. That's why.
Isn't that what's up? I mean, I almost think, like they say, like in science, that it takes for like new ideas to sink in when the old regime dies out. Now it's tougher with this because of the power and the money that's in play, but I really think we need that older generation of politicians to die out, and then you can start infiltrating it that way. Or maybe something will come up through the internet where we can kind of start taking some power back, but it'll be tough with net neutrality. But I don't know what you do now when you have, how many people are here? 350? And you get down to Trump and Hillary.
Yeah.
What?
350 million.
What?
Yeah. Well,
like, where's the Neil deGrasse Tysons of the world? Where's the Jocko Willings of the world? There's smart people out there. Yeah,
but they're too smart to not want that job.
But
who the hell would want to be a president?
Then we should entice those type of people on this panel. Yeah. You got to be able to get smarter people or wiser people.
Right. I know.
Trump, you have a guy that was just corrupt in the private sector, and Hillary's the most, just as corrupt as a politician as you get.
Right. So pick your poison there. But
I feel bad even bringing it up because I think everybody's so tired of it. But like, you can't not talk about it.
Well, you should. I don't think there's enough discussion about it. I mean, there was once it went through on the 23rd, I think it was, but it's died out like everything else. We're on to the next thing. But I think there needs to be. You should be talking about this at work with your coworkers or with your family. Like, people need to be like educating themselves on, hey, what does this mean? This is a huge deal for just the way we live and the way we share information,
and like talking over arguing or conversing over arguing. Like, you should be able to all dial it down and have these conversations, because we can all admit it's fucked up. We all know the system's broken and it needs to be fixed. So if we just start like with that as a common goal, then you have something to branch off and be able to talk about. Because whether you're on the right or the left, maybe you'll argue about how we got there, but the end result's the same, and it's that the system's broken. So if we can just do that and then debate ideas, it's like the punch a Nazi shit. Like, no, you don't punch a Nazi. I don't care if he's a douchebag. Have the conversation. Let him hang himself. The same thing with this. It's not about arguing, but having a conversation. And it's not like we're filing off Encyclopedia Britannicas anymore. We have Google, and you can get information and be able to prove points.
You have to get rid of the party system, because that makes it so that you cannot have the discussion, because it's what's blue, what's red, and if I'm a Democrat or a Republican, then what are we talking about? Oh, global warming. It doesn't exist.
Oh, check box here. Okay. Check box
they don't have to think about it. It's the way our structure is that it's put in place so people don't have to think, so we need to get people to think for their own. Take the sides away. Let's not have red team, blue team. Let's have Americans. We're all a team, but we all live in the same freaking country. All these laws and legislations, it affects us equally. Mm-hmm. So why can't we just come together and talk openly about things and be on your own team? Like, don't just think I'm a Republican. I gotta do what Republicans do, and that's our issue. I think if you take the parties away, then you're forcing people to go up there and stand on issue by issue, individually. Not just this black or white thing. Nothing's black or white.
Right. No, it's always gray. No? And the other thing, I think you're right.
Except for Michael Jackson.
Yeah, he was, and Sammy Sosa.
And Sammy Sosa.
The other thing to do is to set term limits where you can't be a Nancy Pelosi, a John McCain, like where you're just this lifelong politician. And I think the other thing is take the money out of even campaigning. Like, once you get down to the candidates or whatever it is, or we decide on 4, I don't care, then the government gives them each $5 million, $10 million, and says, this is what you get. We'll pay for this. We'll give you the money. And then all things are the same. Because then what you would also see is entrepreneurship. You would see ingenuity. What politicians are figuring out how to get the kids on Snapchat. Which ones are doing it this way. And it's not just these blanketed things. You would also see people having to work hard for that dollar to make it stretch, too. So you'd already see people who are working in a different line of thinking that's currently happening.
Well, then you might see people that aren't affiliated with the candidate do their own stuff and make their own videos and post their own stuff. It's what happens with, we see that with podcasts, with Rogan and with Chris D'Elia's podcast. They've got their network of listeners creating content for them, either memes or different videos, and it's brilliant stuff. It's unbelievable.
And I guess it's what you saw with Rand Paul, though, huh? And like even Bernie Sanders, is that you would see, like, remember out here, I mean, especially in California, I mean, you would see those, was it Love that he had written on everything? Like, you would see those all the time, and it wasn't him doing it. It was out his loyal...
get the people involved. It's about the people.
Right.
You're working for us, right? Like, we're picking you. It's about the people. What do we want? So, I just think if we just got rid of the party system, then that would cause people to run on issue based.
And I was talking to my folks about it. Like, how many people under the age of 35 are registered to a party? I mean, maybe you are, but I'm registered as an independent.
I'm independent.
Yeah, I'm registered as an independent, and I'll vote any way I want to. I mean, what do you get out of registering as a Republican or a Democrat instead of just saying, I'm on the Dodgers, I'm a Dodger fan, look at me? Like, that's the same thing. Like, think for yourself.
Tell me the issue, and I'll tell you what I think about it.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. Tell me the issue, and whether you think my view on something's liberal or conservative, then okay, great. But that's what I believe is my opinion. So
yeah, my issue to issue. Like,
it has to be.
I lean libertarian, but they would say I'm not, because some of it I'm like, maybe the government can help in this way or not, and that goes against everything that a libertarian stands for. But
that right there is not the right mindset with the because but that's the natural mindset of being labeled something, a libertarian. I believe this, but that's not what a libertarian should believe. That right there is what the system brainwashes us to do.
Yeah, it's just like, I just believe in freedom. Get out of people's way. If they're not killing anybody, let them do what they need to. Don't take more money from them than you need. Don't have police fuck with them for stupid things. Just let people enjoy this life. It's tough enough. Like, stop messing with people. What is going on? Like, don't make us a revenue source. That's what I call the Marietta PD. They're just state revenue collectors.
That's what I mean.
How many bad things happen here? Like, no, you're just like watching people roll stop signs and roll red lights. Like, hey, when things do happen, I'm glad you're there. But how much is actually of that's going on? Right.
But again, that's what the system that the Marietta PD have to work under. They've got to hit a certain quota from the higher ups that tell them they've got to bring in a certain amount of things. That's why, which it's the system. It's the way it is, and it's the way it's been. For what, over 100 years now at this point.
It's like,
so
we just want, like, I just want people to call out other people. It's like when there's a bad police officer, not many police will come to do his defense. When there's a bad Republican, all the Republicans won't condemn him. When there's a bad Democrat, nobody condemns him. Like, when something's going on, just call out each other. If you're a Christian and Joel Osteen's doing what Joel Osteen does during Houston, call that guy a douchebag.
Oh, what a douche.
I mean, defending all these people just makes your position look worse. So we just need more accountability across the board on these things.
Right. And bottom line is now the skirt's up. We know what's going on. Mm-hmm. We're educated because we can now find our own information on subjects. So you're not pulling the wool over our eyes anymore. It's not just, we trust the government, whatever the government says. Oh my gosh, whatever the newspaper is telling me to consume, I'm gonna listen to that. We can speak for and think for ourselves now. Mm-hmm. And
it's like when people debate Fox or CNN. I'm like, if that's your debate, you're still paying attention to the wrong media. Get on
Oh my
YouTube,
God.
get on Twitter. Like, you can't still, if you're still watching that, then you're not paying attention. Like, especially now if you're a Trump supporter and he's just openly saying how much he loves Fox News and Sean Hannity, like, you just know he's giving them information or talking points. And this, I mean, obviously the same thing happened with CNN. We saw it with Donna Brazile and Hillary. Like, the same thing was happening over there. So I'm not just pigeonholing them. But if you're still paying attention to Fox or CNN, then you're not getting the real discussions on these things.
Well, and you have to understand why Fox and CNN are putting out the content they're putting out. It's not to educate you. It's not to enlighten you.
Mm-hmm.
It's not to tell you the stone cold facts. It's to generate revenue for their conglomeration. That's what it is. That's all it is. It's ad revenue. What can we say? What can we put on? What talking head can we put on at 6 p.m. That will generate the most ad revenue for our station? That's the bottom line. Mm-hmm. So if you watch it for entertainment, just like you would watch HBO or Netflix, then by all means. But don't you dare watch it for educational reasons, because that's just like, watching the Sons of Anarchy and telling me you know how to ride a chopper. No, you don't, motherfucker. You don't. It's a TV show. You've never done it. The reason why it's for entertainment. Shut up.
And you'll see it play out, like when there's a Hurricane Harvey or when there's a big protest and people are riding in the
hurricanes.
streets. Then
they love that.
They market it. They have commercials coming up at 5, Hurricane Harvey coverage, and you don't get that with like the YouTube shows. I mean, whether it's Ben Shapiro or Dave Rubin, or I mean even Rogan to a certain extent, or I mean countless others. Their listeners are going to listen either way, so they're not worried about that ad revenue. As long as people are paying attention, you're going to get real conversation. It's not these cut up little 7-minute clips and everything. It's real open debate, and they're not worried about their sponsors because their sponsors are sticking like glue.
Well, and they know that Rogan, he's not saying what he's saying because there's a program director who has a certain company coming on, and Rogan better talk nicely or the same way their values are as a company, or you're fired. Mm-hmm. It's like what happened with that Tommy Loren, that blonde girl that was on Glenn Beck.
The Blaze.
She and I do not like her one bit, but it was so evident when she got let go from the Blaze, Glenn Beck's production company.
Who became a Mormon at like 45.
Because she defended, or at least not even defended, but spoke with an open mind about being pro-choice, which is obviously against conservative value. On Twitter, they fired her. They fired her for that because she was being honest, but guess what? Her honesty didn't fit our values as a company. So what do you have here? You have a fucking puppet who is just going to do your bidding. They're not speaking openly. I bet you if you spoke with this Tommy Loren, she might not be as bad as what she seems like on the air.
Maybe she's a facade, but because she's only like 23 or 24, and you have all these people like pumping out his videos. I'm like, you're taking advice from a 24-year-old.
Right? Yeah, a 24-year-old, good-looking blonde girl.
No life experience.
Don't tell me you know about black struggles here in America.
Right.
I mean, don't you dare tell me that, Tommy Loren. But what I'm trying to say is that
I say the same thing about Crowder too. Like we're kind of talking in a loop because people might not know who they are. But like Steven Crowder too, and I think he's older and more well-rounded, but the same thing. But
that's just who we know of her and because of maybe what she has to be. I mean, I don't know. I'd be interested to see if you personally knew her on a personal level out in front of the cameras. I bet she's more middle than she is right. I bet all of them are. I bet all of them are.
There was someone on the left that like met with her. I can't remember.
It was whoever replaced Jon Stewart.
Oh, Trevor Noah. Yeah.
Trevor Noah. He met and had dinner with her because they had the little and he said the same thing. These are characters these people are playing. Okay, characters.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
So you're getting your news from a character. Okay? It's like you're getting your news from a child's book. Somebody wrote a fiction book. You're getting your news from there. That's what you're doing with these talking heads on these big companies. They're telling you things for a reason.
Yeah, you see it on late night TV too. Like, none of them go outside what they're supposed to talk about. They're all going to lean left. These are the jokes we're going to tell. We're never going to cross party lines. Like, you're supposed to be stand-up comedians. You're supposed to be taking risks. You're not supposed to just come to, and it's antiquated cable television anyway, so I don't put much into it. But it's like the music video I sent you yesterday, where it's like that's what we're supposed to be doing, taking risks here, trying to push the narrative and actually create conversation, unlike what you see on late night TV or on mainstream news.
These major corporations, they still don't get it. I mean, ESPN, for example, the fact what they did with that Robert E. Lee, that kid who was announcing a Virginia football game on ESPN2.
And was
nobody
Asian.
And his name was Robert Lee, not Robert E. Lee. Right. Okay, and by the way, he wasn't Robert E. Lee. He didn't command the right. He wasn't the leader of the Confederate Army. He wasn't. He was some kid who probably went to Syracuse School of Journalism and got a color commentating job for ESPN or play-by-play job for ESPN, and just happened to be in Virginia when this game was going on. ESPN, pulled him, and it backfired on ESPN. Right. It made it worse. They did it to try to make things better. You're idiots. It made things worse. It's what happened with Barstool when Barstool came on, and Samantha Ponder was on her high horse and just retweeting stuff that Barstool said about her in the past, that she's a bitch and she needs to look more like a slut when she's on there and stuff like that. Just fucked up shit, but that's what Barstool does. You knew what you were getting. And, they pulled them after one episode. Guess what? Barstool's never been bigger.
Really?
They're huge now. I mean, because of that.
It's called the Streisand effect. It's like what happened with Milo Yiannopoulos when they pulled him off Twitter. Like, you only gave him more validation and only made his star bigger. I mean, now he can't use Twitter, but I'm sure he's gained way more followers on Facebook and Instagram because of it.
Right. And he goes on podcasts and talk shows, and he's out there. He speaks, public speaks, and he's huge. And it's because you think you're stifling them, but no.
It's the same thing we're talking about with net neutrality. I mean, if you build it, they will come. If you try and shut this down, something else is just going to come up in its place. Time and time again, it happens. There's nothing you can do about it.
Right. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But crazy world we live in. Crazy world we live in.
Laren, she drives me nuts. But
yeah, I know.
I'll get you out on this here in a second. We've already done an hour. Pretty quick.
Yeah, it's
pretty quick. But you went to your first EDM show in New York.
I did.
And
it was a little overwhelming.
I get that.
A lot of lights. It's kind of loud in there.
Yeah.
You can have good conversation. I love. It was better than I thought.
More hip hop than you thought, right?
More hip hop than I thought. Okay. Absolutely. And I love experiencing new things, and it was a new experience. How's that for you?
Would you have another experience? This is a one-time experience.
Hey, it's not my cup of tea.
Okay.
I respect it.
Okay.
But I just feel out of place.
What about Dylan Francis? Would you go see him?
That would be fun.
And you don't mind it in Vegas? Like, you saw Marshmello in Vegas. You didn't mind that.
Right.
Granted, Vegas doesn't really count. It's something different, but...
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's a good time. You love it, though.
I'm a fan.
You love it.
I'm debating...
You're a music festival guy now.
I'm a music festival guy. There's
just Coachella?
Yeah, just Coachella. Just so far, but I'm not opposed to branching out and experiencing it. I'm not doing Burning Man yet. I haven't gone that far down the rabbit hole.
You will.
I'd have to Bilzerian it, dude. I have to fly in and fly out. It takes like 10 hours to get out of that thing.
Oh.
What if you run out of gas? No.
Doesn't sound fun.
No.
Doesn't sound fun at all.
But have you heard Aubrey Marcus talk about it?
No.
Sounds like a good time when he goes. I'll send you a podcast. I'll send you a podcast. Listen to it. It might change your mind. I mean, I know you like your showers. I know.
Where do you shower? or do you not shower?
I don't know if you do. Like, there's a way. Aubrey Marcus had showers in his RV, he said. But like,
is there a warm bed with like clean sheets that I can sleep on?
There's showers at Coachella.
What, outdoor showers?
No, it's like a nice like RV thing, and you go inside and there's like
a porta potty,
but nicer, but for showers.
You pump the water with your foot?
No, it turns hot and cold. Oh. There's like 5 in a bay. You get in, you get out, and you move on your day.
Where do you sleep? Sleeping bags?
Yeah.
Oh.
On an air mattress. On an air mattress.
I'm not 6 camping out on my dad's front lawn. Come on.
You don't like camping?
No, hate camping. Why would I camp?
Motel 6 would be slumming it for you.
Why would I camp?
Why not?
Yeah, and I'm obviously never going to Motel 6.
You don't like the outdoors?
Why would I camp?
You don't like the outdoors?
I'm going to, right when I'm done here, I'm going to walk outdoors. And I'm going to get in my car, and I'm going to go to my house.
You have a girlfriend?
Was outdoors.
You don't like to hike? That's things couples do is they go hiking. You guys don't go hiking together?
There's really nowhere to hike around here.
Maybe there's not. I don't know.
But yeah, I'll hike. But Grayson, the difference between going on a Saturday afternoon hike and fucking camping, that's a huge difference. Huge difference.
Yeah, you know the best thing is? No cell phone service. You just get away from the world for a little bit. Some nice peace and quiet.
Then turn your cell phone off if you don't want to use it. Turn it off right now.
I'm way too addicted for that.
Okay, then.
No, I have to go do this or I have to go floating. Otherwise, I will check the phone. So it's a necessary evil.
Oh, please.
You can just turn your phone off. You can just turn it off for the rest of the night.
Yeah, I could.
And you'd have no anxiety over it.
Nah, I'm not saying that.
Why don't you try it?
I'm not saying.
Why don't you try it? As
No.
soon as you get home, so your lady will know you're home, and then you can test it out.
Nah, I'm fine.
That's what I thought.
I'm fine.
That's what I thought.
But I don't like being dirty and gross, and I like being showered and clean, and
I get clean.
Having a good night's sleep, and
showered every morning. Got a great night's sleep. Woke
Did
up.
you?
Yeah, great.
You slept well at a music festival.
Yeah.
In a sleeping bag.
Music in a tent.
How is that possible? Oh, in a tent.
Yeah, it was great.
Oh, okay. Okay, a tent.
I'd go to sleep at like midnight or 1, wake up at 6:30.
How big was this tent?
It's enough for me and another person, but it was just me, obviously.
Is there air conditioning in there? What the fuck?
It is hot. It does get hot.
Of course it does. You're in the desert at a music festival in April.
It does get hot.
Come on.
That is one downfall, but in that discomfort, you bond together. It's a bonding experience. You said you were about experiences.
Call me if you want to bond. You know what? You can even FaceTime me.
No, I'll FaceTime you while I'm there.
And give me a heads up before you do it.
How about this? I'm already planning. There's called Day Zero. Where you first go and like set up your camp. It's like the day before the festival. You'll like this. I'm already setting up Harlem Shake. What?
Day Zero.
Yeah, Day
Harlem
Zero.
Shake.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a massive Harlem Shake of like 100 or 200 people. It's going down.
So Day Zero is the day before Day 1?
Correct.
So why isn't Day Zero Day 1? No music?
Yeah, nothing started yet. You just get to the campgrounds. You have to get there like 3 a.m. and then you get there and set up your camp. And then,
you have to get there at 3 a.m.
Well, the lines get long.
What, are you waiting for the new iPhone outside of Best Buy?
No. I'm waiting to get into a weekend of awesomeness. A little different. You know me. I don't wait in lines, but that's a line that's... When you look at the amount of time you spend in there opposed to the amount of time you stay, very different.
So
it's not like waiting. It's not like waiting like an hour and a half to get on a Disneyland ride that lasts 3 minutes. No. Okay,
so Day Zero. What time do you wake up to go to the Day Zero?
I did it differently last year. I went on Day 1, so I don't know.
No. Talk to me about your Day Zero plan.
I think Day 2. I think you wake up at like 2 or 3 and go get in line. We're gonna get an Airbnb house out there, so we're not gonna be driving up. We'll have a nice steak dinner the night before.
So. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get out there.
Yeah.
You're gonna go to bed maybe earliest midnight, 1 a.m. Maybe. Mm-hmm. And then sleep for an hour.
Yeah.
And then go out to Day Zero. And wait in line
for a little bit.
And then for a little bit.
Once you're in
and
line,
then what
you can
happens?
start drinking beer. As soon as you get in line, then you're out. Music starts playing. People are happy to be there.
No, but that's Day 1, right?
That's Day 0.
So there's music on Day 0.
Well, out of their own cars. Out of their own cars. I think there's a silent disco you can go to Day 0.
So you wait in line for how long? How long do you wait in line?
A few hours. I don't know.
A few hours. Okay.
Yeah.
So now it's 6 a.m.
Huh?
Now it's 6 a.m. Okay. 1 hour of sleep. It's 6 a.m. And now you're at the campground drinking beers, listening to somebody's radio.
No,
till the
you set
next
up the
day.
Bluetooth speakers. You set up
Till the next day.
You set up camp.
Till day one.
Cook. Yeah.
Till day one. So you're there
Yeah.
from 6 in the morning till day one.
No, no, it's a marathon. This thing is not a sprint. This is not like being 4th of July in PB. This is like you have a beer, you hang out, then a little bit later you have a beer. You might take a nap. Yeah, this is a slow
on the ground
pace on an air mattress. Okay. I'm actually buying a bed that has like 4 legs, metal legs, and then a nice air mattress going in top. So I'm going to be lifted above the ground.
Now I've never been there. Is it a big field? Is Coachella in a big field? Where's I've never been there.
It's on a big field.
I've just seen it on Instagram. Okay, it's a big field.
Uh-huh.
So you're there day 0, 6 a.m. No sleep. Mind you. You're 32 years old. You can't go as hard as you could with 22. Let's be honest. Neither can I.
Fair.
Neither can I.
Fair.
This terrifies me. I wouldn't make day 0 be enough for me.
I was terrified
day 0,
too. I am scared about
day 0.
Day 0.
Enough.
No,
it's enough.
I'm scared about day 0. I am, because that could make day 1 worse.
No, I'd be day 0. I'd leave halfway through day 0. I'd want to leave. And my tickets haven't started yet.
You'd have to come on day 1. You'd have to do what I did last year. You'd have to come on
fully
day 1.
rested.
I got
fully
there,
rested.
had a wagon full of supplies.
8 hours of sleep.
I did this. Well, I had 4, but I got there. Everyone was excited, and 2 hours later, the festival started. So I was on my way.
What time does the festival start?
2 or 3.
And it goes till when?
Midnight. 1.
So 10, 11 straight hours of music.
No, I go see some music. I go back to camp. Sometimes you go a nap, then you go back in.
So when you're napping, are people just walking by you? Are people walking through your camp and you're just?
Sometimes they're all at the festival and I'm the one napping.
I couldn't sleep like that.
Earplugs.
No.
Earplugs.
I'm sleeping in a field.
Melatonin.
And there's music bumping.
Somewhere.
And I'm tired and it's hot.
Yeah.
And I haven't showered. And
why would you shower?
There's random strangers walking past me while I'm sleeping.
No, because your car's in
How
front
does this sound fun?
It's your car, and then it's your campground. So it's not like there's people walking this way. You know all the people in your camp.
But still,
you know everybody there.
But still, I don't want. People are just awake, walking around, and I'm not in a room.
Drew, Ricky, CJ, Malibu.
Oh yeah, and I'm passed out. And I'm passed out at 2 p.m. and all you motherfuckers are up. Yeah, that would be a very enjoyable experience for me.
What are they gonna do? Draw on you?
I'm gonna wake up and my Snapchat's gonna be filled with me sleeping. No. Hashtag Where's Brian?
Close your tent.
Close my tent?
Yeah.
Why?
What? You're just a hater. See, you're not a fan of experiences. I was this way too.
No.
I was this way too, and then I became more open-minded and thought, oh, maybe I'll try this out. Winning.
No.
I'm about to go see a group this weekend by myself that I saw at Coachella. Maybe.
Did you get a hotel for that, by the way?
I can't figure it out. I might not go, but I want to. But I might not.
Those hotel rates are ridiculous.
In L.A.
$212, and that was probably.
I found an Airbnb for $90 though.
Oh,
and it was right there.
That's worth it.
Yeah, but then it's $90. Then you buy the ticket, then the booze while you're out there, and next thing you know, you spend $300. And I'm bitching about Christmas.
Yeah. I don't know. Hey, it's your cup of tea, man.
It could be yours. That's all I'm saying.
Well, that's debatable too.
You should try one of the New York ones or Chicago or Vegas. Because Vegas, you're in your hotel room. So you go to the show, then you go back to your hotel room. And you go to the show, you go back to your hotel room. Last year was Chance the Rapper, Muse, Blink. You don't have to be more camping.
That would be more enjoyable.
Hell, you can have an Airbnb like Skeeter D and Shadar and all them. They Uber in. They stay in a nice house. They do it that way. I kind of like sleeping in the dirt.
No. I would be house, Uber, go home. House, Uber, go home, sleep.
So maybe we'll try. There's a thing called Life is Beautiful. Maybe I'll have to talk you into that one in Vegas. Last year, I'm telling you, it was Blink, Muse, Chance the Rapper, MGMT, a bunch of other people.
I liked all those guys.
You could get down for that. Since I committed to a half marathon, I want you to commit to.
We didn't fucking talk about that.
We can real quick.
Yeah, and you better edit this part in the video. So this will be like a feature.
Okay. So yeah, half marathon.
Okay.
Did you hear the last? Did you hear the last podcast?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
And I heard.
So I was accurate, right?
No, of course not. And I heard. First off, this all stemmed from, I think it was the podcast before, where you were talking about your whiteboard and all these goals and everything like that, which is great. Mm-hmm. But I couldn't help but laugh out loud in my car when you said, I'll run a 5K. You walk 3 miles today, Grayson. Step your game up. It's a half marathon or bust, and you're running a half marathon in Pittsburgh, May 1st.
I ran a mile today on the treadmill.
Good.
Nonstop.
Yeah, I've been running 3 months out. You got to start training.
8.5 minute mile. I ran my first one at 8.5 minute mile. I'm only going to get faster from here.
Yeah. It's a marathon,
been running.
not a sprint.
How much have you ran?
I run a couple miles a day. No joke. Last week. I
want to see screenshots from Matt My Run.
Sure.
I don't believe you.
Sure.
A couple miles a day.
No, I don't run outside. I run on a treadmill right now.
Okay, then
it's too cold.
Oh, you could finagle that. You could just hit start on the treadmill and get off. I don't trust that. That'd be fake news.
Well, what do you want? Do you want like a live feed of me doing the miles?
I was hoping you ran outside.
Bottom line is, bud. Bottom line is, I'm a 2-time vet. This will be my 3rd half marathon. Come on.
What were your times in both?
3:47 was my first one. What?
That's so much time.
I know. And
you can get to Vegas and get your first drink in that amount of time from here.
It's 13 miles. It's crazy. Dude, I'm telling you, you better train.
3 hours and 47 minutes. What was your second time?
My second time was worse because it was in San Francisco. I did that San Francisco half marathon.
You got worse, dude, so what makes you think you're going to get better for this one?
Because San Francisco was 4 miles uphill. Oh, by the way. Running on the fucking Golden Gate Bridge.
How'd your mom handle it?
Raining.
How'd your mom handle it?
She lapped me.
Oh, so why can she do it, but her young, spry son can't?
Because my mom runs 8 miles a day in the morning. Swear to God.
How many times have you ran 2 miles straight?
This last time. Oh yeah.
You're not stopping?
No.
On 1 mile per hour.
See, that's the thing. Between 5 and 6, it's not a.
Snail's
you can't.
pace. Yeah, I get it.
Well, it's a jog, man. It's 13 miles.
You're not like at the Liza Picciuto pace.
No. I'm not trying to break any records here.
So, do you ever run 13 miles prior to the half marathon? What's the most you've ever ran prior to the half marathon?
9 miles. I'll send you a training how to train for this thing. So you got to build up your endurance. And if you're at 9 or 10 miles, I would say maybe 2 or 3 weeks before, that adrenaline of just being there will get you the next 3. So it's about 1 mile for a week consistently, and then 1.5 miles the next week, 2 miles, and you kind of slowly build it up there. And then the next week you go back down to 1 mile.
Do you listen to music? Do you listen to podcasts?
I listen to podcasts, not music. Music pisses me off because it's almost too much. Almost too much is going on.
Have you tried? Have you tried?
No.
It might help. They have stations on Spotify.
It might.
But you run indoors. Like there's Harveston Lake right here, and it's 0.8 miles around. And I haven't done it yet, but in my mind, like that's where I'm going to go train because there's like 2 laps there. There's 2 miles. I'd rather be outside than being on a treadmill.
You've got all the advantages right now. You got the weather. You've got all of that, man. Seriously, you should kick my ass at this, but you're not going to. You're not going to.
So at the risk of biting off Rogan and all them that are doing something, I think they're doing something similar. I don't know what they're doing anymore, but. Is there a bet to this? Is this a public shaming thing? How do we go about it? Granted, it's not till May, so we got some time. We can't really say shave your head because, well, shaved head.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
That doesn't really help. You won't get a tattoo because you've already welched on a tattoo bet before.
No.
We could just do public shaming.
Sure.
Like where you have to bow down or you have to say on Instagram, like, Grayson's so much better than me. How did I ever think I could beat Grayson? He's so much healthier and a fitter human being than me.
Here's the thing. Are we racing or are we running together? We should run together. We need to run together. We need to run together.
We will, but I'm going to finish ahead of you. We'll run together, but then I'm going to finish ahead of you.
That last mile, yeah, you best believe I'm going to just pull away. I'm just going to pull away. You best believe.
We can run, because I've been listening to like some of these people talk about running in marathons, and it's good to have a pace person with you. It's good to have someone to keep up with.
Dude, you need to.
Do you drink?
We run through a little part of downtown where I'm telling you, there's crowds. People it's like a stadium feel. They'll be on the side and they'll have little shots and beer and everything. Yeah, we'll take some beers.
What do you get? A medallion, a belt, a shirt?
You get a nice medallion.
Medallion.
Or whatever it is. Whatever it is.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
It's legit. It's heavy. Yeah, it's legit.
And when is this?
It's legit. It's actually May 6th.
Bro.
I have the hotel rooms already.
I'm pulling up the date right now.
It's May 6th. It's cool. They have like a little expo at the convention center before.
Yeah, that leaves me with one weekend in between Coachella and the marathon.
When's Coachella?
April 19th to the 22nd.
What do you mean? It's May.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you got Coachella and then...
I got Coachella. I got one weekend off and then the fucking marathon.
Oh, yeah.
Like, good thing you burn calories out there. Like, each day you do like 20 to 30,000 steps. So at least you're still moving.
Dude, that's what you got to do, man. That's what you got to do. Here's the thing that I do have on you is I have the experience, so I know what it's like. You're scared as shit right now.
No,
I can see it on your face.
You do not know what it's like. Is important. I think not knowing, like you already exactly, you know what to expect. You know the pain that's going to be in there. I'm going to come in, take a couple hits off the vape pen, and then I will be running.
Yeah, until reality hits on mile 3, 4, 5, and then guess what? When you get to 9, 10, you can't feel your feet, and your knees are just
that
swelled up.
That happens to me daily. Can't feel my feet.
Right.
Brian, man, I don't know if I've ever told you this, but I can run like the wind blows.
Okay.
I can run like the wind blows.
Well, you better take off those.
I got new running shoes this week too, man. I'm getting committed.
Dude, you better be.
I'm good.
You have to. You have to train. You have to train.
I'm just gonna play Eye of the Tiger in my headphones over and over. Dun, 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 dun.
Now, are you gonna get the leg compressions?
I already wear them every day at the gym.
Good.
Yeah.
Get the leg compressions.
That's something you talk shit on until you put them on. You're like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, totally. You got to get that. I would buy a new pair of shoes probably in February, and then have them start breaking it in.
You say all this like you've trained before.
I have.
You've trained? How long leading up to it?
I wasn't the most committed.
It's like, oh, this is what I would do, but you don't even do it.
I did. No, I did do that. I read it online. I did do that. I bought a nice pair of Nikes.
And you started running in them?
Yes.
Or walking in them to like work?
No, I ran. I had a schedule. I got it from Men's Health.
Okay.
And I trained. It wasn't the best training. But I made it. I made it twice.
I'm going to run a half marathon before the half marathon. So then I just go into it and just go, nah, good.
Yeah. Yeah, you should.
13 laps around the lake, I'm fine.
You should build up to that, and that should be your final thing that you do.
You're in trouble.
No, I'm not.
So May 6th. We got time. What is it now? Almost December, huh? Got
about 6 months.
All right. I might just run a 5K in between now and then just to prove I'm committed.
Please do.
I will.
Please do.
I will. Now that I'm already knocking out 8.5-minute miles on my first time, I'm like, oh, it's all coming back to me now.
It ain't about what you do in the first mile. It's what you do in the 12th.
That's what I'm scared of.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, man, the first time I did it, you're standing with everybody. Everybody's just like pumped, and I ran, no joke, 4 miles straight. And I was like, holy shit, and then you fucking hit a wall that is just unbelievable. Unless you're properly trained, of course.
Maybe you, bro.
Okay. And then forget, if you got to go to the restroom, you got to take a shit, things happen. Yeah, oh yeah, man. Brace yourself, dude. Then you're going to be on mile 10 or 11 just walking so slow. You're going to see a 90-year-old man limping past you. And that's going to just be the most demoralizing
thing. Do you drink water
thing.
during this?
Yeah, there's water stations where you run. No, you don't want to carry that. So you run, and then probably I'd say every mile and a half, 2 miles, there's water stations where you go. You want to get those little Gatorade power gels. That'll be good for you.
Do you wear a fanny pack?
Yeah, you can put your phone in there. Oh yeah, fanny pack for days, fool.
Did your mom wait for you, or she just finished without you?
No, she just slowed her pace down for me.
Oh, so
we finished together. Yeah, we finished together, but I totally slowed her down.
She could be breaking records over here, but she's waiting for her son.
Her oldest son. So I'm telling you, man.
All right.
You better train. You have the climate there. There's no excuses.
I ran today.
You ran today. Keep running.
It's already dark outside. I was gonna say I might go run again, but nah.
Oh, okay. There it goes.
It's 5:30.
There it goes.
It's 5:30. It's dark outside. I don't run in the dark. What? Put my headlamp on? No. That's for camping.
You got to run together. We got to run together, and I'm probably gonna get my mom to come too.
Oh, I thought she was in. Okay.
And then Victoria, Suzanne's friend's gonna come.
Did I meet her?
You met her.
Yeah.
In July, I think.
Mm-hmm. All right, it's on.
So
I'm gonna beat you.
Telling you.
We'll run together for a certain point, then I'm gonna win.
Can you record this?
Yes, it's recorded. This is going to be documented. This is all going to be documented. You're in deep shit.
But just take that little part and just run that on a loop for me, because you're going to want to run together the entire time.
I'll make a GIF for you.
Okay.
All right. So, what the hell is going on? Is that it?
That's it, man.
All right.
The time flies.
Yeah. Hopefully this podcast does as well as the other one. I got to tell the people, Brian is the most downloaded podcast in Prove Me Wrong history.
That's why, this better make the little highlight video too, by the way.
How jealous are you that next week I'm going to see Rogan, Segura, Tom Papa, Owen Smith, and Whitney Cummings all at a Justin Wren charity. Oh, what? You lived in California. You want me back to California for?
Well, what, for that comedy show?
No, but for that and California burritos. For the opportunity on a Thursday to be like, I'm going to go to a show.
That's fun. That is fun.
I like my life.
It is.
Well, buddy, thanks for hopping on. I'm glad you guys had a good Thanksgiving. We'll get the video up soon.
All right, bud.
All right, peace.
Peace.